Please die with your body. And life is all about leaving something behind, isn't it?
Alright, here goes everything. Okay, so I just got done watching No Time to Die, the 007 movie. And I thought it was great. I liked it. I'm a big fan of Daniel Craig. I'm a big fan of James Bond. I've seen all the Sean Connery movies, and I haven't seen all the Roger Moore movies, but I will one day. I like the more serious take on 007. Always have. It seems like it's a serious occupation. Might as well be serious about the movie. But, not that you have to. But, so, so as far as this movie goes, I freaking loved it. I thought it was great. It's not my favorite Daniel Craig James Bond movie. That goes to Casino Royale. I think most people agree with that. I think most people really like Casino Royale. And that movie's great. Then you had, Quantum of Solace. And that movie is horrible. I remember going to theaters and I watched it and I came out of it and I'm like, okay, I love Casino Royale. I didn't really enjoy this movie. And I thought it was me, so I had to go back and watch it a second time. And after the second time, I was like, no, for sure, this movie's not very good at all. So, I don't like that movie. Then we had Skyfall. And I love Skyfall. I think Skyfall's awesome. I love the gone to the James Bond history, his character and everything. And I love that movie. I also thought it was a great send-off for M. I was kind of sad to see her go because she was awesome. Like, I mean, who doesn't like space out on her name, which is kind of like a sin. But this is my first YouTube video, so we're gonna let that go. So, anywho, then you had Spectre, and I really wanted to like Spectre. I really tried to like Spectre. I mean, I enjoyed Spectre. I just didn't think it was what I wanted it to be. I didn't think it was as good as I'd hoped it would be. And then, so when this one came out, I was kind of hoping, I hope it's better than Spectre, though I did enjoy Spectre. But, I don't know. I was just, the trailers didn't help this movie at all. That's one thing. The trailers did not help this movie at all. And one part, it's bad and good. One part, the trailer is nothing like the movie at all, whatsoever. Which I kind of dreaded the movie being a lot like the trailers, from what I saw in the trailers. And at the same time, it's great that they did that because there's so many surprises in this movie. There's so many things I never saw coming. And I'm someone who tries not to watch trailers, but when you go to the movies, you're going to watch trailers. They're just playing them before the movies. You're going to watch it. And I really enjoyed how much they left out of the trailers. I was watching this movie and constantly I kept being surprised. I kept being surprised by the things they did in this movie that I did not expect at all. And I enjoyed that. I loved that actually. In fact, I was watching this movie and a lot of times my mouth kind of dropped. I was like, what? Like, I can't, like, wow, okay. Also, I'm not going to get to spoilers, and I don't want to do that, because I think you should watch this movie without spoilers to really enjoy this movie, especially if you are a Daniel Craig fan of this James Bond incarnation, like I am. So, there's so many returning characters. You have Felix in this movie, and I love Felix. I love Felix in Casino Royale. I think he was great. I always want to see him more in the movies, and he's in this movie, and I'm not going to just watch it. Just watch anyway. So, then you have Q returns, and Q does a good job. I liked him more in his first appearance in Skyfall, but he's really good. I like Q. And then we have Miss Moneypenny, and I think she's so underused. I really do. I feel like, oh, they got to put her in more, like do more in the movie. I love the actress. I think she's great, and I just feel she's so underused. I feel like she could do so much more in these movies. But it is a James Bond movie, not a Moneypenny movie. So I mean, fine, I get it. And that's another thing. The trailer made it look like it's going to be half the new 007, female 007, and half Bond story. But it's not. It's 95% Bond. It's really all Bond movie. And she's just another side character, which I really liked. I thought she did an excellent job. I really liked her. In fact, I wish I'd seen her do more in the movie. Because the actress looks very capable of being a 00. Like, physique-wise and everything, I thought she could definitely pull it off. And I kind of wish they did more with her, to be honest. I wish she had more screen time. I wish they played up the dynamic between her and Bond, as far as Bond's retired, so she's the new 007s, and I was hoping to see more of that play out, like more like butting heads kind of thing. But still, she was awesome in it. And then you have my surprise of the movie too that I really enjoyed. I didn't think I would enjoy it because I didn't care for the love story in Skyfall at all. I did not care for the relationship between Madeline and James Bond. I didn't care for it. I thought it came out of nowhere. She was no Vesper, so I didn't like her in it. Not that I didn't like her, it's just I didn't care for her as a love story with Bond. Came out of the blue, to be honest with you. But in this movie, they do it so well. I like her more than I like Vesper now. As far as the love interest for James Bond, I really enjoyed her in this movie. I thought she was great. I thought she was freaking phenomenal, to be honest. I thought the love story was amazing. One of the best love stories I've seen in a movie. Not like the most, how do I put this? As the best love story I've seen for a Bond character. Let me put it that way. And I loved it. I was into it. I really bought it. And I felt for the characters. I felt for their relationship. And that's another thing that surprised me in this movie. There's a lot of things that surprised me in this movie, I'm going to be honest with you. But one of the things that really surprised me is how invested emotionally I was into this movie. Bond showed so much emotion in this movie, and I was surprised by how much I was actually into it. I was into the whole emotional aspect of this movie. I really liked it. It really surprised me. I didn't know it was going to be such an emotionally driven story, and it was such an emotionally driven story, and I liked it. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. Bond, Daniel Craig, is amazing. The guy can still do it. Like, the guy's great at it. I don't know why he hates playing the character, like everybody says on the internet. I don't know if it's true. I never met the guy, but he kills it, man. He's amazing. He's great. He's 007. In my head, he is 007. That is him, man. That is his role. I don't know who's gonna take on the role next, but it's a big hurdle for. I mean, I'm more open to it, obviously, but man, Daniel Craig as James Bond is spot on. It's perfect. It's the way he acts, the way he shows all this emotion while doing what he has to do at the same time. He's great. Daniel Craig is amazing as James Bond. He's not just some stone killer who doesn't care about anything, just kills. You see emotion from him. He feels like a real person. He feels like somebody who doesn't want to kill, but he's like, it's the job. It's literally the job. And he's good at it. He's great at it, actually. And so he does an amazing job. Again, Daniel Craig, hats off to you. And as far as the villain, Blofeld's in this. I'm not gonna say he's not in it much. He doesn't do a lot. I was disappointed because I was disappointed by Blofeld in Spectre. So I was hoping this movie he'd get to redeem himself and do more and be I don't know. Which I love the actor. The actor's great. I'm spacing out on names. This is my first video, so sue me. But so anyway, as I was saying, the main villain of the story, he's kind of bland, to be honest with you. He's one of those villains who sees himself as a good guy, but you don't get that except by his actions, by the way he does in the movie. That doesn't come through. The only reason I know that he's a good guy who sees himself as a bad guy who sees himself as a good guy is because he tells you. He literally tells you in the movie. He literally says him and Bond are both good guys on the opposite side or some shit like that. I don't know. But it was stupid. It was like, dude, no, you're not. You're not a good guy, man. You haven't done anything that's good. Like it made no sense. He should have just been a straight villain, but he was just kind of there. He wasn't really he was just kind of there. And what's interesting too is that in his intro, when it introduced the villain at the start of the movie, I really liked him, and I was like, wow, where's this villain going to go? It's like such an interesting take they were doing. Like, he was a villain who was he did actually do one good thing, and he did show he had a heart, but that was literally in the beginning of the movie. If that was not in the movie, he'd have no kindness at all in this movie. So I mean, take that for what it's worth. Anyway, also, another thing I gotta say, the opening scene of this movie with the car chase is phenomenal. It is amazing. It is finally, we got the Aston Martin that's essentially a Mach 5 from Speed Racer. It's got all the tricks and gadgets, it's got the whole thing, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I was like, finally we get the Bond car, and it's freaking tricked out and everything, and I loved it. And the opening chase is amazing. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch this movie. I don't have a whole review system yet, but go watch this movie because it's great. You'll love it, especially if you're a Bond fan. That's another thing. If you're a Bond fan, you are really gonna enjoy this movie. And there's so much I can't talk about because so much of it spoils it, and I don't want people going to this movie with everything spoiled. It would make no sense. Why even go? And they do a lot of things in this movie that I didn't think they were gonna do at all. Like, if you had told me make a list of things they're gonna do, a lot of these things I wouldn't even list it because I wouldn't think they would have done it. And they did. And it worked. That's the thing. All of it worked. It was great. Like, there's so much. I know I'm being very vague right now. I know. But trust me, you're going to appreciate the vagueness of it. Like I said, the trailer didn't show you a lot, and it made the whole experience a lot better for me. And I think the less you know going into this movie, the more you're going to enjoy it. Because it doesn't just go... I mean, it does do the usual, map or whatever, like follow the map, like kind of like, you know, like layout, I guess. But the things they do with characters blew my mind, and I thought it was great. So in this movie, essentially, you have a bioweapon or nanobites that kill specific people who are targeted through DNA. And I don't really, I mean, that's fine. It's fine. I don't really care for biological weapons in movies. Kind of just kind of like, you know, I don't know, just it's kind of like it's whatever. It's basically the new nuke. Like back in the day, they were after the codes for nukes in movies. Now it's biological weapon that can kill people, like by breathing it in or whatever. So that was whatever, but it was fine. It worked. It wasn't bad. It actually serviced the story very well. It was used in the movie very well to have things happen. I know I'm being vague, but basically, let me say this. They kill off a lot of people in this movie, and I did not see it coming. And as far as usually when you watch a movie and it's the last movie in the franchise, which this is the last movie in the franchise, it's the last one, usually you kind of left wanting more. And this movie did such a good job. I love this movie. It was great. And it did such a good job bookending it. It's over. It's done. And I'm sad that it's done because I like it so much. But if they had to finish it, it was great. Like, right now, I can't think of ways that it could have been better to finish off a story where I left feeling satisfied. I was satisfied. I was like, we're not going to get another Daniel Craig Bond movie, but I'm happy with what we have. I'm more than happy with what we have. It's a very enjoyable movie. You're going to like it. I am a kind of person who goes to bed early at night, and I was up past midnight, which to me is late. And I was wide awake into this movie. And you just got to go see it. The cast is phenomenal. Everybody plays it so well in this movie. M is so good in this movie. And that's another thing. I wish they'd use more of M in this movie too. But it's not his story, so, you know, it's fine. But, so that's pretty much all I have to say right now. I feel like I'm leaving out a lot. So, if you watch this whole thing through the end, thank you very much. Hopefully I get better as I go along. And, you know, like and subscribe, I guess, because that's what all the YouTubers say. So anyway, thank you.